As of late, I've made a few videos going over my worries and whatnot as far as the Gachiakuta anime goes. But the more I thought about it, the more I started to see all of the positives that this could potentially have. And that's when I landed on the idea of, why don't we talk about how Gachiakuta could redefine anime in 2025? What's going on, everybody? DomoSenpai here, and as y'all just heard, we're really going to be talking about all of the positives of the Gachiakuta anime, and I've listed off like several different categories that we'll be going over. And if y'all are new to the channel and have yet to subscribe, make sure y'all go down below, hit the link in the description or the red subscribe button. Either one to help me towards my cause of reaching 10K by the end of January. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but we are almost at 9,100 subs, which will leave us at 900 left. So if y'all know anybody who are fans of Gachiakuta and or anime or manga in general, make sure y'all send them this way. Y'all already know that Gachi holds a special place in my heart, so it would only make sense that we get into everything positive about it instead of focusing on the negatives. So grab your popcorn and get comfortable, because this is about to be a long, not really, an informative video. First and foremost, we have to start with the world, and in itself, the world building. Gachiakuta is set in a multifaceted world where the divide between pure, quote unquote, and the discarded, which is trash, shapes the very fabric of life. Aside from the divide above, the ground is one of the most visually striking and thematically rich settings that we've seen in any manga recently. Now imagine how this will be translated in the anime. With the advancement in animation today, coupled with Studio Bones being at the helm of all of this, the gritty aesthetic and vibrant chaos of the ground could become a benchmark for visual storytelling in anime. Just think about it. Imagine seeing the likes of Canvas Town, Cleaners HQ, Tori No Man's Land, and various other spots in Gachiakuta anime. The people of the ground found ways of finding beauty in what the Celestials deemed worthless. And to me, that is a perspective that anime needs more of. Majority of anime today have a habit of introducing characters and getting right into the action instead of laying the foundation for what the world and the characters could be. That's where I think Gachi can shift the tide moving forward through 2025. Now that you all have a vague idea of what the world can be, let's get into the characters, right? Starting with the obvious choice being Rudo. Rudo is not your typical shonen protagonist. On one side, sure, he's strong-willed and determined, but the motivation and drive behind them are deeply personal. Rudo's journey on the surface is driven by revenge, but in actuality, from what we've seen and the story thus far, it's more a journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. And then there's Engine, the enigmatic big brother figure who's just as mysterious as he is deadly. The level of intrigue in regards to who he really is such a carrot on a stick method that it hurts. And yes, we are still fucking chasing that carrot. The dynamic of these two alone could set a new standard for the master-student archetype in anime moving forward. And when you really think about it, bro, we haven't seen much of that dynamic in recent history. And by recent, I mean like what, the last like 4 or 5 years? But I think Gachiakuta could change that up. And with Bones, like I've said it before and I'll say it again, with Bones at the helm of the anime, we all know that they understand the master-student relationship well, being the ones that animated Mob Psycho and My Hero Academia. And y'all know we can't forget about the supporting cast, right? They too stand out in their own rights, from the quirky allies of the Cleaners to the terrifying antagonists of the Raiders. Each character brings a sense of depth and unpredictability. This isn't a world where good and evil is black and white. Engine said it best himself. It's not like all human beings are good people. And it's not like all human beings can take care of things. Even someone who seems like a good person can be wasteful. And someone who seems like a bad guy can have an object that means a lot to them. Goodness or badness as a human being has nothing to do with whether or not you can be a giver. And that in itself is what makes the world of Gachiakuta so compelling. It's the thematic depth. One of, if not the strongest point of Gachiakuta, is its thematic depth. It's not just about flashy fights and being all powerful. I can take out anybody because I'm strong. No, Gachiakuta is a series that tackles themes like societal hierarchy, environmentalism, funny enough, and the idea of redemption. The ground, and by proxy, the tribesfolk area in the sphere, is a metaphor for how society discards people and things they no longer find valuable. It's raw, it's real, and it's something that anime hasn't explored in quite some time. I believe that if these themes are handled with the same love and care in the anime that it is in the manga, Gachiakuta could spark some important conversations within the anime community, and to be honest, I think Bones can do it. There was a point in time where we were widely debating who should be the studio that would animate Gachiakuta. And funny enough, I made a video either last year or the year prior detailing my top choices. I listed off Bones, Madhouse, and Wit Studio. And funny enough, Bones ended up being the one that landed the anime way before we even assumed it was getting one. Now mind you, I made that video in 2023, and in an interview, which I made a video about too, they said that they came to the conclusion of wanting to animate it before the first volume dropped. Anyway, I got sidetracked. This was the best case scenario because based on Bones' track record, I think when it comes to the character designs, the thematic elements, and the detailed environments, Bones could really make Gachiakuta a visual masterpiece. And let us not forget the soundtrack. Bones has produced some godlike soundtracks for the anime that they've produced. Mob Psycho, My Hero, Noragami are just, some that I'll name. OSTs on that level could amplify the emotional beats and storytelling of important moments in Gachiakuta into the fucking stratosphere. If this is done right, Gachiakuta could set a new bar for the audio-visual storytelling and excellence in anime. So what does this mean for anime as a whole in 2025? If, and I really mean if, Bones answers the call of the fans and makes it so that Gachiakuta lives up to its potential, it could potentially be the resurgence of darker and thematically rich anime. It could push studios to take bigger risks with storytelling and animation styles. And for us as the fans, it can be a reminder of why we fell in love with the medium in the first place. And that is the ability to tell a story that is both fantastical yet deeply human. That's pretty much all I have for this video. In the comments, let me know what y'all think Gachiakuta can do for anime moving forward, as well as just your overall thoughts in general. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. I took inspiration from T-Pain in regards to how I go about my routine. Streaming myself writing scripts or just chilling in the conceptual phase is a really good way of holding myself accountable. I told myself I wanted to make videos daily, and if upping stream every day is a way of making that happen, I will take the risk of my PC flatlining on me to make all of this a reality. Anyway, y'all have a good morning, afternoon, or night wherever y'all are. I'm DomoSenpai, and I will catch you guys in the next video.